Story time. What would happen if a black man saves a company $100 million in a few minutes, but the department that was supposed to be handling this particular issue could not solve it in 3 days? And so the CEO, understanding that his capabilities, and oh, by the way, this was a black man in a white company, so I want y'all to understand that. And I want you to also understand that if 300,000 years ago or 60,000 years ago or however long it was that they only had Africans on this earth, things like miscegenation and black people marrying white people against the law. So we all kin anyhow. But let's get back to the story. And I had to say this because how cruel or how have we left the place of reasoning and become savages that we can't honor somebody helping us. Instead, we look at their color, and no matter how much they save us money or willing to sacrifice their life for us, we still look at them as less than. So anyway, the CEO gives him a job and makes him the head of the department, which he should, because first of all, like I said, he has an MIT degree. He did in minutes what they couldn't do in days. So that lets you know that so far as his capabilities, whether he's white or black, he's telling you that he's like 20 times better than the white people you got working for you. But, just like her father said, by him being black, he doesn't live in our world. Well, I thought they only had one world, one earth. Now, we have to make a decision because this story is not just about something that I saw or read. It's about here and now. Do we let other people limit or define us by their limitations? I mean, because you love somebody that somebody else don't like, then you're not supposed to do it? Or you can't be with them in public because of the status quo? And remember, y'all, Africa is the most, the richest, the most plentiful so far as minerals and food, and tell you the truth, wildlife and everything else. People, the most diverse people. But there have been some people who are our children who did nothing but go back and rape the very land, people that they come from. And they call us a savage. But getting back to it, you see, the reason why it is so is because she was the executive and rich, and he was a courier, working as a courier, putting his sister through school and college, because you know why he's not working in the head of another department, right? Being an MIT graduate, white. Racism. But we're not supposed to talk about that. We've come so far in 500 years. You see, we've come so far. We've come from 1% of the amount of money earned or the wealth that we have, 1%, or maybe less than, over a 300 or 400 year period, we've stayed exactly the same due to what? Murder, laws, and savagery. Now, the only reason why sometimes we hit these glass ceilings and everything else is because we're black and we're in a white supremacist world, which there's only one world, but there's different levels to this stuff. You understand? See, the world questions us whether we deserve it or not. No matter if it's our land, our positions, it doesn't matter. They use force or whatever. They even question our very existence. Most time we spend most of our times making life decisions, job decisions based on what other people expect from us. Decisions that look good for the business, clients, and status quo, but they didn't do us no good. And we do it still today. You know, narrow-minded people who can't handle interracial relationships. There is no interracial relationships. How can you be if everybody African and it's just different colors? See, whiteness was a construct made up so that they could try to separate and divide us, because when they were working people and the Africans and the Europeans worked together and they came together against the rich, they had to think of something very, very quick, because they understood that there's no way they could handle those numbers. So they put the system in here, okay? A divide and conquer system. I talked about it yesterday. But let's go back to this. So your family is going to ostracize you, because if you don't do what they say, and they inherited wealth. How did they get their wealth? You see, the way that they got their wealth is not the way that they're going to let anybody else take it from them, marry into it, or get it however they cut the cake, because they're going to hold on to it for dear life. You get mad at somebody because they don't marry the type of person that you want them to marry. See, they want money to marry money. But you can't, and this is against us, you won't say nothing, you can't say nothing when a father bears his daughter. A grown man misuses a little girl. This is America, and this all over the world. You let this happen as citizens. I don't even blame the people that's doing it, because we know they're sick. But I blame me, letting it happen. So this is the deal. It's prejudice over love. It gets so bad that the black man wants to protect the white young lady who's lied on us in the past, talking about we did something to them when they were after us. They don't see us like white men sometimes. Curious. The first thing her father said was she was curious about different types of people. Well, he must be talking about him, because he was the Neanderthal. See, the mask of civility slipped. And all of a sudden, now he could be the real him. Okay? So he says people like the brother sees people like him that's rich as a meal ticket. But this is the funny thing about that. Everything that somebody like that says, who've inherited money and everything else, how did their people get it? Murder? The construction of laws that keep people down? The savagery and cruel nature of a person that takes their land, their women, their people, and make them work for free? But stop blaming them. Look at yourselves in the mirror. You act like this world don't exist.